Welcome to our first ever tutorial video on this channel. For most students, mathematics, no doubt, is a very challenging subject, and I am in no way going to argue about that. Even at times, the simplest of math problem could be very difficult or challenging for some students. Whilst we are going to cover a lot more advanced topics or subjects in this series of tutorial videos, we want to learn from the basics, build upon the basics as we learn ahead. That is why it is important that before we get to know the more advanced things, we first of all have to get the basics at our fingertips. Once we have them at our fingertips, it becomes more easy to build upon what we are learning until we get there. That is why in today's video we are going to learn how to multiply by 2. Pretty basic, isn't it? But in order to multiply by 2 or memorize the 2 timetable, what do we need to do? We need to form a 5 by 2 grid table. In this 5 by 2 grid table, the upper part or the upper row is going to have a set of numbers that is the same to the set of numbers at the lower part of the grid table. And these numbers will first of all be called our ones digits. The ones digits that we are going to write are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. Very good. And at the lower part of the box or the grid table, we are going to write the same set of numbers. They are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. Please notice how we wrote these numbers. They were written at the right immediate spaces of the grid table. Now is the time to add our tens digit. How we wrote our ones digit is different from how we are going to write our tens digit. It is time to add our tens digit to the ones digit that we have already written. At the upper part of the table, we are going to add 0 to each ones digit, except 0. When we get to 0, we will increase the number by 1. The same applies to the 0 at the bottom. When we get to that 0, we also increase by 1. Now let's add our tens digit. They are 0, 0, 0, 0. Now we are at 0, so what do we add? 1. Now let's move on to the second row. We ended with 1 and we are going to continue with 1. So let's go 1, 1, 1, 1. Now we have gotten to 0. We are supposed to increase it. So we increase 1 by 1. So we get what? 2. Yes, so this is your 2 time table. Now, from the table, you could see that 2 times 1 is what? 2. 2 times 2 is what? 4. 2 times 3 is what? 6. 2 times 4 is what? 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2, 6, 12, 2, 7, 14. 2, 8, 16. 2, 9, 18. And 2 times 10 is what? 20. Knowing our 2 time table from 1 to 10 is all we need, because that is what will help us to solve for any other multiplication problem related to 2. Let's take a number like 24. Let's multiply 24 by 2. So from our timetable, we realize that 2 times 4 is what? 8, and 2 times 2 is what? 4. And in this arrangement, we will multiply the 2 and the 4 first and write the answer and multiply 2 and 2. So now, what is 2 times 4? The answer is what? 8. And now, what is 2 times 2? The answer is what? 4. That gives us 48. Now, let's take another example. Let's take an example like 37 times 2. Now, what is 7 times 2? 7 times 2 is 14 from our table. And what is 3 times 2? Very simple. It is 6. So when we multiply 7 and 2, we had 14. But we cannot write all the 14 at the space over there. We are only going to write the number at the ones place. The number at the ones place is 4. So we put 4 over there and keep 1 as a remainder. We will later add it after we multiply the 3 and 2. Let's multiply 3 and 2. What do we get? 6. We said that we would add the 6 to the remainder we had from multiplying 2 and 7. And the remainder was 1. So we add it to the 6. What do we get? 7. So what is 37 times 2? The correct answer is 74. Now, I will leave some assignments on the screen. Try it for yourself. Leave your answers in the comments section. Well done up to this point. And please subscribe and smash the like button. Smash it! In our next video, we are going to discuss multiplication by 3. Until we meet again, adios.